And so I said, I'm so alone. I'm alone today. It's just me. Hi everyone. Welcome back to the Slalt Cast. I'm your host, Kobe. So the last episode of this universe, it was just Joseph and I, and all of our friends died. Joseph tragically died moments after taping that podcast. Actually, he died because he was talking to a new girl, and his old girl came and killed him with a cheese knife. It's very poetic if you know the story. Dan didn't die though. He's somewhere around. I haven't seen him in months. I don't know how long it's been since that podcast, but it's since that trip basically. I haven't seen him. Haven't heard anything from him. It was kind of terrible. Anyway, I thought, for the sake of podcast, I should just continue going just on my lonesome, because this bit is utterly destroyed by the fact that you can see 2 frames, but you just have to, if you're watching the video, you can watch it here live on Twitch. We do it every Wednesday, sometimes on Mondays, but we do stream on Mondays at twitch.tv/SlaltCast, or you can catch the video on demand, or VOD, on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com and then you search in the search bar Slalt Cast, and then you go I meant Slalt Cast, like with the extra L. But for you audio listeners, you wouldn't have known if I didn't point anything out. So I just thought I'd give you that. But I am on my own, like I said.
I need Spider-Man's blood.
Oh, hello. Oh my God,
Hi,
it's Dan.
I'm skin-colored Goblin Dan.
Yes, I haven't seen you since
Episode 6, 41 episodes ago.
Holy fuck!
No, it wasn't episode 6. It was like episode 11.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, that was exactly. Can you just can you edit in?
No, I don't edit these.
That's been
ever since I got a rare neurological disorder that caused me to the son of Norman Osborn, to become fucking Harry Osborn, Green Goblin. Welcome to the bonus round.
Wow, Dan.
It's episode 13. So what's this? 34 episodes? And we're finally you're getting a sequel. It's not because Joseph said he'd be here and then didn't come. It's got nothing to do with that.
No.
I hear he died from several large tumors in his rectal region. They all erupt. Tumor's not the word I was looking for. Polyp. They all erupted at one time, and it was just not a nice scenario.
Well, I heard he got stabbed by a woman with a cheese knife.
That sounds like probably what would more happen to Blake, considering his proximity to wine, cheese, and cheese knives.
No, if I recall correctly, Blake died choking on vomit. I'm not sure. I've suppressed a lot of those.
34 weeks.
Yeah, it has been 34 weeks, which is, I think that's
Wait
8
a minute,
months.
sorry, I have a Harry Osborn quote for you. It's been 10 years.
So anyway, Dan, how's Green Goblining going for you?
I have like a surfboard.
That's pretty cool.
It flies though.
I see.
So I made these like hand grenades, right? But I went to a lot of extra effort to make them look like small pumpkins.
Oh. Are those the same ones that
So there's one time I looked a bit more like James Franco. And my dad looked like Willem Dafoe, and this 34-year-old that I went to high school with, Peter Parker, I threw one of the bombs at him because I was a bit peeved because I had amnesia, and then I stole his girlfriend, and then he stole her back, and he threw one of the bombs at my face. So then I became friends. I heard that
she was a bit of a bitch.
It was really weird. This Sam Raimi guy was kind of following us around, and he kept telling her not to wear a bra. It was weird. Anyway, so...
Is it like how George Lucas told Carrie Fisher that there are no bras in space,
Just
and that's
no
why you
underwear
should
in
wear a bra.
space.
No underwear in space.
Until he was like, wear these space underwear and get tied to a lizard.
No, that wasn't underwear. That was
slug.
space lingerie.
I know, a space prison garb.
Yeah, very weird there.
Sorry,
So-
another
so
quote
Dan-
I have. It's Mr. Osborne.
Sorry, Mr. Osborne. Mr. Osborne. In the time that you've been gone, these 34 weeks,
10 years.
which
Been
10 years. It's been 10 years. I've been getting a lot more into social justice and researching a lot more and watching a lot more videos on social justice.
That's interesting. Well, when I think of social justice, I think of that one time I fought the same guy, Peter Parker, except now he only looked about 20, still in high school.
Yeah.
This was several
Yeah.
years later. And we were at the top of a clock tower. I looked a bit more like
Oh,
Dane
okay.
DeHaan, okay, and then his different girlfriend. Can't
Yeah.
comment on the same. Well, Sam Raimi wasn't there. Mark Webb was there. He was
Okay.
a lot cooler. I like his movie 500 Days of Summer with is it Zoe Deschanel and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That's a good movie. Anyway, we're at the top of a clock tower, and I was a bit miffed. I can't remember what.
Okay.
Oh, it's because he didn't give me any of his blood to save me from my cancer.
I see.
Yeah, it was a
Because you
bit
need Spider.
frustrating.
You said that earlier. That was your opening line.
Yeah, I need
remember that.
Spider-Man's
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
Welcome to the bonus round. So
Yeah.
anyway, I pushed his girlfriend who resembled Emma Stone very closely. Also didn't
I
appear
see.
high school age. It was kind of weird.
Oh.
Kevin Hart had like no, not Kevin Hart. I'm not racist. The Electro was in it.
What?
What's his name?
Fuck. He was also
Anyway.
in that thing where he had the power
Baby
of a
Driver.
shrimp. That too.
Anyway, I
I'm
pushed
talking
his
about-
girlfriend down a clock tower, and then her head hit the ground.
Yeah.
And this guy on YouTube made a video of like recutting the video into a song, and he was on his chair like this.
That was probably like one of the better scenes I'm sorry if you heard that car there. One of the better scenes in those movies.
What do you mean by
It was actually
scenes? What do you mean by movies? This is my real life.
Yeah, sorry.
Me
You did
and,
do
me
that.
and Peter have been both friends all through high school, and also estranged during high school, but friends when we were kids. And then the one where he looks actually high school aged and he's British, I don't know him.
Oh, I see. You haven't met him yet.
No.
Oh, that's a shame. It's a shame that he's going to be moving soon to a different company.
Yeah, I hear
most
the
likely.
people at Sony are trying to, scope a little off the top.
Yeah, because they've had such success.
They have that Jared Leto guy, and he's a vampire?
Do they? Is he Blade?
No, he's Morbius.
Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway, back to social justice.
What more social justice than Morbius? Do you remember at the start of quarantine, I saw a headline. The headline literally read, Jared Leto did not know about coronavirus. Now he does.
Wow.
'Cause
Okay.
He was on like a 6-week yoga retreat or something. And he came back
see.
and the world had ended.
Oh, I see. Well,
That's because I didn't get any of Spider-Man's blood.
Okay.
Sorry.
Similar to that
Harry's
stuff.
dead. Okay, and then in square brackets drops Gwen.
Damn, that was cool.
Now my goblin sense is tingling, and in the live chat that you mentioned earlier, I think
Yeah.
we might have just reached our monthly sub goal, which we normally don't talk about on the podcast, but this one's a bit of a momentous occasion because I, Green Goblin, big fan of this band called Southbound.
Oh,
I
thank
think
you. That means
actually
so
just-
much. Dane DeHaan Green Goblin. Oh, he's gotten up. He's gotten up. He's in his wardrobe. Is he getting his hoverboard?
You might have heard.
Oh.
This is my hoverboard. It's Southbound branded.
What's on the back, Dan?
It's a bridge. It's just a reference to one of their songs. Nothing else.
Yeah, it's nothing else. It's just about a bridge.
Just yeeted that.
Yeah. Similar story to that thing that Jared Leto not knowing. Wasn't there like?
Anyway, so sorry, we met our sub goal, and that means in some point in the next 30 days or so, that Southbound band that Green Goblin Dane DeHaan likes so much is going to be doing a live concert on twitch.tv/Slalt Cast. So stay tuned, stay posted on the socials. And we're going to update you there. Or probably Dan. Dan will update you there.
Yeah.
I'm just Green Goblin.
Universe.
I don't know if I have the access to the socials.
Yeah.
Am I still Dan? I forget.
I also forget.
Social justice, huh?
I also think that this bit is kind of not gone the way I expected it to.
You took away mine. Now I'm going to take away yours.
So, similar story. There's a YouTuber called GeoWizard, who's a geography wizard.
I was going to say, is he like a magic rock man?
No. He's a guy who's really good at the game GeoGuessr.
Oh, I've seen TikToks of this guy.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking cool. He tried to walk through Wales in a straight line at the beginning, just before quarantine. And as he was doing it, he had to walk through a property, and the people that lived at the property were like, "Oh, we have to stay. We're home in place now," which was a cool thing because it was like he didn't have a car. I don't think he had a phone with cell service in Wales because he's walking in a straight line through Wales.
Well, I think a whale, if I know what a whale looks like, and generally they're kind of a pretty linearly structured animal, so I don't think it'd be too much of a challenge to walk through a whale.
No. The country of Wales borders England.
Not ringing any bells.
It's a part of the British Empire.
Fucking what Wales? Who gave them the authority to put a fucking dragon on their flag? Like, England's like, oh, I'll have a couple lions. Scotland's like, yeah, a few lions to me. Wales is like, I want a fucking dragon.
I don't know. All I know is that their language is weird. I haven't really done a lot of law reading on Wales.
They have like their teeth are like bristles, and they filter out krill.
No, I'm talking about the country of Wales.
Oh man. So how does this tie into social justice?
Oh no, I was gonna say I've been doing some research into some social justice stuff, and I'm delving deep into that world. I'm going to become a bit of a better person. I was actually going to ask someone for book recommendations because they read a lot of books. Their Instagram tells me that they read a lot of books.
Is this person the subject of a song called Fireball?
Possibly, but she reads a lot of books, and they look enticing when she puts them next to a Keiichi bowls or whatever they're called.
Acai.
Yeah, those.
You fucking idiot.
I've never heard that word aloud.
One Keiichi bowl, please.
Can you put some
jalapenos in it?
Yeah, jalapenos. Jalapeno.
You can put some Galapagos Islands in there.
I forget if I've told this story before. When we were in America,
humble brag.
Back in 2015, so it was like good America. We were in San Diego, and we were feeling lazy. We went to McDonald's, and Mum saw that they had a jalapeno burger. Because she's like, oh, that looks nice. We don't have that in Australia. I forget if
funny story. I have a story about the jalapeno burger from Australia. So you tell your story, and then I'll tell mine.
But Mum kept saying, oh, I'm going to get a jalapeno burger, and I'm like, Mum, it's jalapeno. We're bordering. San Diego borders Mexico. It's like,
well, San Diego is in California, which borders Mexico.
Well, yeah, but
also fucking know your place.
I'm sorry. I know. Isn't it like on the border? San Diego's on the border, though.
I don't know the geography of California, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Fair. That is fair. Neither do I.
I know that it goes down, and their flags are bare, and they want to be separate from America sometimes, because it would make tax sense for all of the money. But you are correct. Looking at a map right now, so it's like San Diego's above the border, and Tijuana is just below.
Damn.
That's weird. Why do they put Comic-Con there in the fucking corner of America?
San Diego. Oh, I've never really thought about that.
That also sounds like it might be the worst possible climate for a convention.
Yeah, believe it or not.
That's interesting. Also, I fully intend to leverage this podcast at some point in the future to get us into San Diego Comic Con. So just be ready for that.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, and I'm like to mum, it's jalapenos, not jalapenos or jalapenos. And she went, and anyway, she's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I know. And then we we went to the McDonald's, and she was ordering for us because she had the money and we did not. And there was a Latino guy serving us. And he's like, "Oh, hi, what can I get for you?" You know, in a monotone fast food worker voice. Paid like $3 an hour because they have no minimum wage. And she's like, "Oh, could I get this, and then could I get a jalapeno burger?" And the look on the bloke's face, I felt.
I mean, this is America. It wouldn't have surprised me if the person pulled out some sort of projectile weapon.
Yeah, there was an RPG.
Wow, I was
involved.
expecting perhaps a 9mm pistol, but he went for rocket propelled grenade. He was ready to take not just her life, but his own life and the life of everyone in the immediate vicinity. With this small discretion.
Yeah, this is.
Where did he take it from? I feel like you would have noticed it.
This is Dark Universe Slalt Cast, where like everybody's.
Oh, this is Nightmare version.
Yeah,
It's
this
like
is Nightmare
Jared
version.
Leto.
Yeah, so I was like the only survivor of that attack.
That's crazy. It explains why you're so deformed.
Okay. I have I got the best doctors to give me facial reconstruction surgery.
You should get your money back.
Oh well. I mean, they forgot the chin.
Don't do that when I'm trying to drink water, man.
Well, that was your fault for drinking water when I make a funny. Anyway, you said you had a story about the jalapeno burger.
So at about the same time, it would have been year 10. We were my physics class went on an excursion to the observatory in the city. Can't remember its name. And
Yep.
So there's the McDonald's at Circular Quay right by the station, and we'd been to the observatory and we're on the way back, and we were like, "Miss, just can we enter the McDonald's for one small snack, please?" Because this was like an after school, like evening excursion. Because the way the school system works at least in New South Wales is, in year 9 and 10 you get to pick a number of elective subjects. In public schools it's 3, but at our school it's only 2 because they force us to do religion. And so of course that meant that like you couldn't really, if you went on an excursion, it was just like, especially the physics class was only like 20 people. You'd be pulling 20 people out of all of their classes for that day. So the excursions had to be after school. So we're out. It was evening time. It was probably about 8 p.m. at this moment where we approached the McDonald's, and our teacher liked us for some reason. It was a class. If the class was 20 people, it was like 18 boys and 2 girls. And so it was. You can imagine it was quite. All the boys were all mates, so it was quite a raucous atmosphere.
I can understand.
So we just.
I mean, this is physics. This is high school physics. I don't think you're rowdy. I think
no, you know the people who were in the class though. It was like me and Blake and Bomer
I know.
and such.
I'm aware, but I feel like it's a better narrative to spin. I'm going back to alt-right Kobe. And I'm going to spin because it's Dark Universe. Forget what I was talking about. Social justice stuff.
I don't know if you want to say that you're the alt-right. Sorry.
I'm going to right-wing Kobe. Center right when he was like, thinking, Trump's not that, they're both evil cunts, and I think Trump is the better, that kind of Kobe,
I don't like that Kobe.
Yeah, no, it was a dickhead Kobe. I'd beat him up. And I can. 21-year-old Kobe could beat up 16-year-old Kobe. You've heard it here first.
I'd beat up 16-year-old Kobe.
I'd beat up 8-year-old Kobe, you know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'd beat up a child, but if I was also 8, I'd beat the shit out of 8-year-old Kobe. And when I was 8, I was 3 years into karate at the prime of being a yellow belt, and I was ready to fight the world.
You know what I was? You know what belt I was when I was 8? An orange. Wait, what's higher, orange or yellow?
I mean, it depends on the discipline of karate.
You've got a good
I probably
point.
was an orange belt then.
Oh
for
no, it's
years.
orange. Orange is higher.
Well, in my
'cause
style, it went red, white, red, yellow, orange.
ours went white with a yellow tip, yellow orange.
Well, for the kids, they had a bunch of half grades. I believe this was some sort of cash grabbing measure where you could do like go from white to white with like a red stripe on it, then the full red
So,
belt, and they only offered it to like kids under 10 because like their brains are so small, we could get an extra grading fee out of their parents.
I see. That is fair. Anyway, continue about the story.
Yeah, so we pestered the teacher like, can we please go in? And Blake, friend of the show, he does the same thing your mother does. He looks at the board, identifies the crispy chicken jalapeno burger, and he doesn't express this to the group, but you can tell in his head he sees it and is like, yes, I will consume the jalapenos. And this was this was 2015. This was like pre the like self-ordering kiosks that they have in McDonald's in Australia now, which are the fucking greatest invention in the world. I don't have to speak to a human when I go to a McDonald's.
I don't have to be judged in real time by what I order.
And also, like, that it makes it feel less shitty to customize an order.
But they won't customize it anyway, at least in my experience.
Really? We're going to have to double back to that. But anyway, so Blake, he heads to the counter. He was probably middle of the pack because, 20 school kids all lined up at a Mac's at once. Probably their worst nightmare. They're like, it's 8 p.m. God, it's winding down for the evening, even though Circular Quay's probably popping into the night. But, then we all pull up. And a couple people ordered before him, the typicals. There's the people that go together, like, let's get a fucking family dinner box. And then Blake goes, can I please have one jalapeno burger, please? And
did he say it?
It goes silent. Everyone turns and stares. And I think while I was ordering, I might have said, Blake, what the fuck did you just say? The jalapeno burger. And, the cashier was taken aback. And to this day, we haven't let him live down the fact that he called it a jalapeno. It's been a meme since then.
I've never heard that story, and I think even lesser of that man now. I didn't think it was possible.
I hold him in quite high regard. It's kind of fucked up that you think about one of our friends like
he's
that.
dead. Remember, he died.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to honor his memory. As
you're
as
meant
the
to
wise
be evil.
man, as the wise man Macklemore once said, I'm gonna pop some tax. You're right. And what about Peter? And then you be Norman Osborn. You say, confused. Not everyone has a happy ending.
Hey Dan, can you ask a question?
Tell us about the McDonald's where they didn't customize your burger.
That's the question. See, I pulled a switch. I did a Peter quote that he says to Dane DeHaan.
You're supposed to give people hope. You don't take it away from them.
There is really no story. It's just that I got something. I tried to customize it, and then they didn't give me the customizable
But
bits.
like, what did you do? Something weird shit, or was it just like no pickles, and then there was pickles on there?
I always get pickles. People that don't get pickles are children. Gherkins are great.
My girlfriend, who you may know, Brooke, been a topic on the podcast before. Well, not a topic. That sounds weird. She's come up. She doesn't get pickles, and I was like, identified weakness. I was like, this is going to be a problem. But then what I realized is it means I just get extra pickles whenever we have Macca's. So
damn,
it doesn't bother me too much.
I mean, I guess it's like a lose-win sort of situation.
That is if I forget to take them off when I order, and then she gets upset. She's like, damn, there's pickles in here. I'm like, fuck. But also, sometimes when you ask for no pickles, they take away the onion. She's like, I wanted the onion, I just didn't want the pickles.
That's cruel.
But anyway, so in our live chat at the moment, we graciously allow our viewers to write in with topics. And we've had a friend of ours, because we've talked about them before. We have a friend of ours, Tom Hayes, of Wheel Drive and Annoying Neighbors fame. He asked us, what is your favorite Disney Pixar movie, and why?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Dane DeHaan.
Interesting. So I'm not 100% on that being a Pixar movie. I think that may be a Sony Pictures film. But why is that your favorite Pixar movie? Why is that better than WALL-E, Kobe?
Oh, Wall-E is pretty good. Oh, wait, Disney. Can we do Disney Princess? Like, are those
No, Pixar
encapsulated?
movies.
Um,
Okay, I've got my answer ready to go if you need time to
Okay,
browse
go.
the Disney Plus
You,
Pixar subcategory.
yeah, you do that. And then
So
I'm gonna.
recently, so a podcast I listened to from a podcasting studio company called Kind of Funny. They do a weekly or bi-weekly series called In Review, where they just watch every single movie from like a collection of films. So they started by watching and reviewing all of the MCU movies, like one a week, and then they've done a bunch of other franchises. They did like Fast and Furious and stuff. Now they're doing Pixar. And so, you know, it's always fun to you watch the movie and then like they've gone and watched the movie and then you hear the podcast where they talk about it and it's fresh in your mind. So they started Pixar like 3 weeks ago, you know, Toy Story and fucking Monsters Inc. That is a movie. That might be my favorite Pixar movie. Like I'm still early in this rewatch. I'm only up to Bug's Life. But like Monsters Inc. is so like such an amazing like it has so much heart. It's funny. It's like an interesting and unique concept. The world is so like fleshed out. I fucking love that movie so much. And for the time, the CGI is phenomenal. Dane DeHaan, Green Goblin approved CGI right there.
There we go. I think he was a bit CGI at some points.
Absolutely. Do you remember when his face was all like?
Well, I think that was practical makeup. I'm talking about when he was flying.
No, the flying was practical. They built the board. It actually is responsible.
Well, you were there. That's you. It's you.
It's my board. I built it. It's responsible for the hole in the ozone layer, actually. The emissions that thing was putting out.
Fuck. It's hard because I really only ever watch movies once. I'd probably say Finding Dory got me pretty hard in the feels, in the emotional feels.
Really?
I know it's not a great movie.
I was gonna say I didn't like it that much. I thought it cheapened all of what made the first Nemo special, but it wasn't a bad movie. I just don't think it was as good as Finding Nemo, and it did go for like the easy like Pixar tug on the heartstrings, whereas like Finding Nemo kind of went to more trouble.
I kind of empathized with it more for very obvious reasons.
Because of your short-term memory loss.
Because of my early onset. Anyway, so
because you like sand, it's squishy, as opposed to me who hates sand. It's coarse, rough, and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
I was see what I did there? I said I have early onset, then I stopped.
Yeah, I know.
Because it sounded like it's
a debilitating issue. But then I thought about the Hayden Christensen sand thing, and
that was also kind of funny. No,
kind of funny. Make in review.
No, I'm saying that joke was kind of funny. Wall-E would probably be my favorite. Hands down.
I feel like I haven't given that movie the respect it deserves. Like I haven't.
It deserves a lot of respect. It is fantastic for like characters that don't speak at all. It's fan-fucking-tastic. Now, can I extend this question to Disney princess films? Because
I am woefully ignorant of the princess films. I have seen like so few of them. Like, I mean, I guess I've seen some of like the old, probably Aladdin. I fucking love Aladdin, but only the live action one where it's Naomi.
You haven't seen the animated Aladdin?
I have seen the animated one, but I like Naomi one.
Well, I recently watched
the actress
Raya.
Isn't it?
I think so. I watched Raya and the Last Dragon.
No, it's not.
Kimberly, the chick that played Kimberly.
Yeah, what's her name? It's Naomi something.
Name
Scott.
Did you say
Scott?
Scott,
not Watts.
I was about to say Scott. Oh, fucking look at me go. I watched Raya and the Last Dragon. I bought it on Disney Plus.
Is it one of the ones you have to pay for?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for it?
$30. And you know what?
$30 dues or $30 freedom dollars?
It was like $35 dues.
Okay. So you fucking lied the first time.
Yeah.
Are you gonna apologize to the audience for what you did?
Sorry, I'm very sorry. I was very good. People don't like it because
really, I've been hearing overwhelmingly positive reviews on my Twitter timeline.
I read that some people didn't like it. I mean, people did have very positive reaction to it. It's primarily a mostly Asian cast as well, I think.
Which is good. Disney needs to do that. Yeah, I know it's starring Awkwafina and Kelly Marie Tran.
Yeah.
But
I was
Alan
like, wow, this is kind of cool.
He's not Asian.
Yeah, he is. He's the pig, or he's the animal sidekick again. Which is my favorite like in joke in Disney animated films
so
now. If he's just playing the
it's 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, 75 on Metacritic and IMDb.
It was fantastic. But if you haven't seen a lot of it astounds me that you were so into cinema, but you haven't seen Disney princess.
Well, I'm into live action cinema.
And
that being said, I haven't seen like I know I'm missing out. Like I know there are so many holes in my knowledge. I haven't seen like a lot of the classic ones as well. Like I have. I mean, really, like Aladdin's my main touchstone. I like Princess, and I've seen Frozen because I'm not a fucking savage.
Have you seen Frozen 2?
I have not. Heard it wasn't as good.
Not as good, but still very good.
But apparently there's like a really good 80s power ballad at the end. And that has me intrigued. I don't know if I want to watch the whole thing.
No, you should.
Olaf kind of annoys me.
I agree. But still good.
Remember that time he got impaled? It was my favorite scene because I thought he died.
Oh, I've been impaled. God, you know what I said when I watched that scene?
You said, God, I wish that was me.
Yeah.
Yes! I don't know how that sounded on your end, but that was perfectly in sync.
Okay. For me, it's you were a bit late, but if it's perfectly in sync for you, then that's great.
Speaking of perfectly in sync... Oh, that didn't work. Oh,
Scene's fucked. Guys, Dan fucked it.
Hang on, wait a minute.
Everybody in the live chat say Dan fucked it.
Shit.
If you're listening to this, DM Slalt.
Oh no,
say Dan fucked it.
Hang on, I'm gonna use the force to fix this problem.
Oh,
there we go.
Did you? I don't see the change.
Oh shit. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
So the cast for Star Wars Kenobi came out.
Yes.
And it looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
So Ewan McGregor reprising the role of Obi-Wan, which is awesome. And then Hayden Christensen in the movie. We don't know who he's playing, but I can only guess he's playing Tusken Raider number 3.
I thought he was going to be playing Dexter.
Dexter Deshawn from Cyberpunk 2077. You're right. That makes a lot more
Dexter
sense.
Dexter from Dexter's Diner from Attack of the Clones.
You sure not Dexter's Laboratory?
No. I'm talking about...
But he doesn't have enough arms. Alien. He only has 2 arms. Dexter had 4 arms.
Fat Italian alien from...
But Hayden Christensen only has 2 arms. How's he going to play a 4-armed character?
We'll see. With the power of CGI.
I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if they... Look, I'm Dane DeHaan, Green Goblin. I've been in a lot of movies. Fucking Mark Webb made me... He trapped me in a room. Do you know what he said? He said, Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave. And then he threw a snowboard and 1 firework at me and said, make it happen. And I built the glider. It wasn't in a cave. It was in a small room outside Universal Studios.
Was it with a box of scraps?
No, it was very purposefully bought items. They weren't scraps. They were.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
But what do you think of the rest of this cast? It's sick. The things that stand out to me are Sun Kang, sorry, is in it. He plays Han in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I can't talk. I'm so excited. Yeah. I can only imagine there's Space Tokyo drifting.
Okay.
Now, if you had to pick one place in Star Wars that would be Tokyo, where you presume that it'd be drifting, what would you?
Coruscant.
That seems like the easy answer. I'm disappointed in you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cloud City.
There's no roads there. Come on, Kobe. It's literally in the clouds. Where's he gonna drift? Where's he gonna drift, Kobe?
If you fall to the center of mass, because I'm assuming
crushed under the gravity,
you could do the sickest drift around like the pressure point in the center of
it's just the gas it'd probably be, it's like it'd have a solid center, but just the gravity would be so immense that you'd probably you know when you get like a plastic bag full of goop, a thing that I presume you do often, and you kind of squeeze it, and then it'll go to it's bulging, and then and it just kind of all your insides kind of spurt out the sides.
That sounds cool. Can I jump into Jupiter?
I think there might, like, if you are able to get to Jupiter, I'm not going to stop you from jumping in. Elon hasn't gone that far yet.
Oh, I see.
I think he crashed a rocket today.
Did he? That's cool.
Or like on landing. But I saw a tweet that said the crater is where it's supposed to be. So that's
That's cool.
They aimed it right. They just a little hot on the incoming landing.
I see. So a crate. Wait, no. I only just realized what you just said. The crater is where it's meant to be. They estimated how big the crater was going to be.
But
Sorry,
so the rest of this cast, fucking Joel Edgerton's in it, O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s in it, Kumail Nanjiani, Benny Safdie of the Safdie brothers.
Oh,
he was in Good Time. He also directed Good Time. And
I'm
the
going to
one
be honest, with the exception of Sung Kang and Kumail Nanjiani, so good work, Heavy, first time. I have no idea who these people are.
You know who O'Shea Jackson Jr. is.
What's he from?
Isn't he? He's Ice Cube's son, isn't he?
Yeah. What is he?
He was in Straight Outta Compton. He was in Godzilla 2.
Haven't seen it.
What the fuck?
No.
Why?
Because
Millie Bobby Brown's in that movie.
And?
I thought you were into that. I don't know where I was getting.
Weird.
No, but the Godzilla 2 is a fucking good movie. And then
maybe if somebody invited me to the cinema, Dan. Instead, you were gone for 10 years doing
10
Green
years
Goblin,
trying to get Spider-Man's blood. And
but
Joel Edgerton's
all
Australian.
my friends died. My mum and sister died in a McDonald's in San Diego because someone pulled out an RPG because Michelle said jalapeno. And I was saved by the grace of a doctor. It's crazy that this backstory is only coming up now.
Oh, wait a minute. Joel Edgerton was Uncle Owen.
Oh, he was? Okay, that's pretty cool.
I forgot that because I looked at him. I Googled because I wanted to confirm. He was who I was thinking of. He's an Australian actor. He was in the movie Bright with Will Smith. And I was like, and then he said he was in Revenge of the Sith. I was like, wait a minute, I have to dig further. And yeah, so Joel Edgerton was Uncle Owen, and Bonnie, I'm not gonna even attempt the last name. Oh, P.S. there, I attempted it. She was Emperor, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
there
that
you
makes
go. Luke's parents are in it, so you can. Luke's aunt and uncle, sorry, are in it, so you can only assume that. When one of Luke's parents is in it, am I right?
I'm just hoping that this is going to be good.
I'm confident after seeing the Mandalorian season 2, and yes, that's how you pronounce it, Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
I spoke with Jon Favreau.
I hold out hope because I feel as though it's going to be overhyped. I think that it's not going to live up to the hype this show is.
I mean, it has like an unbelievable level of hype attached to it.
Yeah.
More so than almost any show in history.
Yeah.
Because it's like, ever since Star Wars Inception, people have liked Obi-Wan. Then the prequels happened. And Obi-Wan's fame only grew as being the only good part of those movies. And then the time since the prequels happened, and Ewan McGregor is basically a god in everyone's eyes.
Well, don't tell the Church of Theology that I'm kind of cheating on them. Also, Dan, would you like to join the Church of Theology?
I'm a boob man.
Well, your loss. I also partake in the religion that the subreddit r/prequel memes partakes in, which is just praising Ewan McGregor to no end.
Okay.
Because he is sexy man. If you go on that subreddit right now, I assure you, maybe 3 of the top 5 posts of today will be about Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I could almost guarantee that. Well, so I'm fairly confident about the Obi-Wan show because the director of the show, Deborah Chow, directed. I know in season 1 she directed episodes 3 and 7, which were the best episodes of the show. That was like episode 3 was the really cool fight at the start, and episode 7 was the penultimate episode of season 1, which was, in my opinion, the best episode of season 1.
Okay.
And I think she directed one of the episodes in season 2, which is a good sign because all of the episodes in season 2 are fantastic. So she knows what she's doing in both in Star Wars and Star Wars television. She's good at directing action, which I think is what we want because we've never the thing that everyone loves from the prequels, like the iconic scenes, are Duel of the Fates, nothing from number 2, and then the fight at the end between Anakin and Obi-Wan. And so they're like primarily action storytelling beats.
And the beginning of episode 3.
I disagree with that. I think it's a CGI mess.
I think it's brilliant. What do you mean? I can have this debate with you, Dane DeHaan Spider-Man looking ass.
So that opens with like a 6-minute long take for no reason. It doesn't. If you're gonna do something like that, make it have a purpose.
You're talking about 2003 here, Dan.
Yeah, I know. And the rest of those movies are impeccable. Remember when Obi-Wan went to the dudes with the long necks? And it was like 6 million more on the way, and I was like, I guess we'll take this army. Sifo Dyas, never heard of him.
Damn, yeah. That's a name that I'm surprised you know.
I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. Yeah. I have a girlfriend, but I haven't let it change me.
I think the prequels good movies. I want to get
false,
into this.
Incorrect. They're bad movies. They're fun movies, but they're bad movies.
Sorry, the story in the prequels is good.
Also false. The idea of the story in the prequels is good.
Well, guess what that is? It's the story, big boy.
No, because they tell it. So in Phantom Menace, the interesting stuff happens in the opening scroll, and then it's like racist Asian dudes, and then they get an annoying kid, and there's a Jewish stereotype, a cool racing scene, more boring stuff, and then a cool fight at the end, and then they kill Liam Neeson, which is just unrealistic.
I mean, I feel like Liam Neeson. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, he's had his daughter taken a bunch.
Yeah, 3 times to be exact.
Is there 3 tookens?
There's 3 takens.
No,
because I remember the third. Because they got to the third
use the
one.
past tense. It's taken.
Tooketh. They got to the third Taken movie, and just so that they could have like Taken, but the E in Taken was 3.
That's right. Do you remember the commuter where it was on a train?
Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
I didn't see it. I just remember the ads.
Have you seen the clip of Liam Neeson wanting to get into comedy?
No, but that sounds amazing.
I'll show you it after stream. We'll do it in the post show.
Yeah,
it's
fuck
very
you guys. No, I always thought you were going to refer to the infamous Key and Peele sketch where it's like, what about Liam Neeson's though?
Neeson's no. No. Nah, that overrated sketch. Anyway, to continue onward. We've got another question here.
Oh, interesting.
From Haley. Saying, what is your favorite weird food combo? Dane DeHaan, Hobgoblin, and Green Goblin.
Ooh. Well, okay. I'm sure I'll think of something. This isn't a weird combo. This is just a weird thing that I do. Are you familiar with mee goreng ramen? Like the noodles? You know, the Indomie mee goreng packet noodles?
Yeah.
So I went through a phase, a multi-month phase, where I would eat a pack of those for breakfast.
That's not a combo, is it?
Well, no, because I couldn't think of a combo, so I just went with weird food thing. So, start my day with a hot and spicy bowl of mee goreng. And the thing that caused me to stop was indigestion and heartburn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently eating spicy foods first thing in the morning, not great for the old.
Yeah, and if it's got soy in it, which I'm assuming it does.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not good for you either. I used to when I was younger. I don't do this anymore. I haven't done this in maybe like 12 years. How old am I? 21?
That'd
How
make
long
you
ago?
7.
12? 9?
10 years ago.
I used to dip bread in my cereal milk and then eat the bread. Yeah, it was yum, actually.
Okay, so are you familiar with Gavin Free from the Rooster Teeth podcast?
Yeah, I am.
So he has a thing that I share where soggy bread makes him gag. And I don't have quite a visceral response just from, like, you could mention it to him and it'd be like, it'd start dry heaving. But, yes, soggy bread shouldn't be soggy. The texture is destroyed.
I'm thinking about it now and I am having, like, a nostalgic reaction. It was, like, I'd have my Nutri-Grain and then I'd also get a slice of bread.
Sorry, the live chat is against you.
Yeah, no, I
hate
am.
you.
I'm aware. I'm aware that this is weird, right?
I think
And
so.
I
Tom
also-
in the
I'd
live
also
chat
put some-
asks, "What cereal?" I feel like that's an important
Yeah,
question.
Nutri-Grain. It'd be
Nutri-Grain.
Nutri-Grain. But I'd also have like Nesquik in there too. I'd have chocolate Nesquik.
I've never participated in Nesquik.
It's very good.
If you'd have to shape up chocolate Nesquik to Milo, like what's the over under there?
Milo is a bit more like. Think of it like this: Milo,
God's gift.
doesn't taste like chocolate.
No,
but
it's malt.
It's like, yeah. Milo is like orange juice with pulp in it, where Nesquik is orange juice without pulp in it. If that makes sense.
So the Nesquik powder is finer and dissolves better. Yeah, I don't know, because I've never consumed Nesquik, and then I work at a grocery store, and the Nesquik and the Milo stored very close to each other.
Is there honey Nesquik, like honeycomb?
There's
Nesquik?
choc, strawberry, vanilla, and a yellow flavor that's either banana or honeycomb.
It's banana. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
I'm forever chasing the honey
I can't
Nesquik
think
flavor.
of any weird food combinations I do. I feel like I'm pretty standard.
That's unfortunate. I don't do anything weird now. I mean, food-wise, I do still continue to do weird things. Like I called my ex-wife Gibby, just like not even an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
So the live chat is Tom is he's just roasted your choice of Nutri-Grain and said Fruit Loops is superior. What's your cereal rankings here? Because if I at the moment had to go and grab a cereal, I would grab Nutri-Grain, absolutely. First off, I think it's the only thing we have in our pantry. Second, big fan of the stuff.
S tier. Number one in S tier.
So it's not, once again, not weird combinations, but I prefer the bland cereals. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll go for a plain rice bubble, no additions. Cornflakes, no honey or anything.
All right.
I'll eat some special
crunchy nut cornflakes. First, number one in S tier. It could even be above S tier. Is crunchy nut cornflakes. There was a phase in like 2015 because I never used to go to school, I used to have like 1 or 2 days off a week in 2015. It was very bad.
Yeah, you tried to avoid her.
No, I tried to avoid school.
Because we were there tormenting you relentlessly every day.
Because
that's not true. We weren't
other
doing
mental health issues.
Yeah, I was trying to make light of it.
Yeah, well, you know, you were factually incorrect. I used to go through like a box of crunchy nut in 2 days. That shit is divine.
I used to house cereal. You know, okay, so what I would do actually so Mum stopped buying Milo because I was a thick boy, and she was like, no more Milo.
Well, nothing's changed.
So she'd have, you know, the Cadbury. I'm fatter.
I know.
I was like not that fat in school, but fat, obese.
No. Same.
So you know the Cadbury drinking chocolate. She'd put that on her coffee, so I'd be like, okay, I have to figure out a way around this. I'd get my bowl of rice bubbles, and I'd fucking load that shit, put some milk in there, and get the Cadbury drinking chocolate on that.
So.
Drinking chocolate's surprisingly hydrophobic, so you really got to mix it. I really got to mix it, but that would give my rice bubbles the chocolatey kick that they need.
I would do that with Nutri-Grain. See, I don't like plain cereals; they're gross.
I like it.
At some point, it is just soggy bread. There is no flavor to it. You know what I mean?
Nutri-Grain has flavor to it, and so does a rice. You got to eat it while it's crunchy.
See, here's the fallacy of cereal.
You said phallus, that means penis.
Phallic.
Well, phallus. Phallus is like the object. The object.
I see. Yeah.
Like the object.
My fallacy with I said it again, with cereal is that if you have too much of one cereal for a long time, your taste buds get desensitized to it. Right?
That is true. I have to switch off the cereals.
Yeah, right. So my endocrinologist told me that I should be drinking more milk because my bones might be a bit weak. So Mum was like, I'll get you cereal when I go shopping now. And I'm like, great, I can get back on that crunchy nut fix. And like now it's kind of lost its kick, you know? It's like the heroin addict searching for the next first high, you know? So like a lot of those plain cereals, they just like dull. They get dull extremely quickly. and then you just need to spice it up with some.
I mean, look,
fucking
every once in a
chocolate
while when
powder.
I was on my cornflakes phase, I'd get a cheeky swirl of honey in there. But I guess you could get it pre-applied in Crunchy Nut if you're a beta.
Well, no, because see, the best bowl of Crunchy Nut is always the last bowl, right? Because see, you never pour it. Every time you have a bowl, you put different portions in, and then the last bowl is always like too much, but not enough for two bowls, but just a little bit too much for one
So
bowl.
you
So
go
you
hard.
think, so you go hard or go home, right? You understand the concept.
I'm already
of
at home,
cereal.
so now I'm going hard.
Yeah, right. And because of the flavoring in Crunchy Nut is like the little specks of flavoring that like also are in the box, they get funneled down. So it's always in the last bowl of Crunchy Nut.
Yeah, you
So
get
it's
like
just
you get the cereal dust. I do enjoy a cereal dust.
yeah, until you get like all of it and you take a
I could house
mouthful.
it. You get the dust with some milk. Yum.
Sometimes I think it's a bit too much, but yeah, S tier cereal is Crunchy Nut
You know what
cornflakes.
cereal can go fuck itself?
Fruit Loops.
No, I mean I don't rate Fruit Loops. They're a solid C to D tier. It's like if
Yeah.
I would just eat some sugar if I wanted that.
Yeah.
It'd probably taste nicer. No. So okay, let me take you on a walk.
Okay.
What's the worst cereal?
My ankle hurts already.
Cereal that you can fucking get on. Hang on, get on my back. I'll give you a piggyback, right?
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
Oh
Fuck. Oh,
fuck!
there we go.
Oh, I'm wobbling a bit.
Oh,
I call
fuck.
myself. I call myself.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Why are you walking when you have a hoverboard?
Oh, it's in the shop.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Okay, think of if you had to think plain cereals, base cereals, no additives. What the worst one? Bran.
Cheerios.
Bran. No, Cheerios, I rate Cheerios too. Bran, kind of trash. It just tastes like ass, and it's like healthy, what the fuck? And then, what you get, you get a grape, and you fill it with hate. And it shrivels up. And becomes revolting.
Are you talking about
No, I'm
Special
talking about
K?
Sultana Bran. Well, fuck off.
Oh, Sultana brand. You've got
Fucking
a good
leave.
point.
I don't need sultanas at all, let alone in my cereal.
There
and,
was
and
a
you
nice
chose to pair it
cereal.
with bran. Gross.
Yeah. There was this nice cereal. I was doing like a week long. This is a couple years ago now. I was doing a week long like food meal plan. And it like suggested that I eat bran for breakfast. And Mum was like, "Oh, there's this cereal that I've found." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." And it had sultanas in it. What god awful man and or woman looked at cereal and said, "To make this healthy, we should be the ones to put the fruit in it because that's what people want." They coat it in sugar anyway, and it's disgusting when you're eating cereal. You get the crunch, and then the next bite you get this squishy like tumor that's infected
It
the
is
cereal.
like sultanas. I don't hate the flavor, but it's like definitely like lower. If we had to rate,
It's the texture change.
it is very
like-
much the texture change.
It's just I don't want to bite into that shit.
Because it's like, oh
especially
no,
when it's surrounded, like when you get the spoonful.
because it's like
and you don't see it.
crunch, squish.
Squish.
And a sultana
yeah.
is not a good squish. It's one of the worst food squishes you can get.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. Who did that? Can we find that person and then like publicly like chastise them?
I'm down to chastise.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything.
I'm going to do some research. Who invented Sultana brand? It's just going to tell me Kellogg's. Okay, Skinner Manufacturing Company in 1926. Okay, interesting. Who did this? Who's this company? Part of the Riviana Foods family of brands. Okay. Lloyd M. and Paul F. Skinner, you can go fuck yourselves for what you did.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. God,
Fuck me. Fuck you.
God, I hate Lloyd M. and Paul F. Skinner for allowing Sultana brand to enter the world.
It wasn't.
Also, how come Lloyd M. Unless they're brothers. Yeah, two brothers. So it's Lloyd M. Skinner and Paul F. Skinner. Fuck both of them.
Damn.
God, I hate them.
Fucking. Speaking of cereal, did you know that cornflakes was to stop boys from masturbating?
It didn't work. It didn't work,
What?
Kobe. As someone
No,
who's
it
eaten a
didn't.
lot of cornflakes, in fact, I think I might have doubled down in that period. It
The
might have had the opposite effect.
As Green Goblin, is your... Nah, it's a stupid question. Yeah, I think it was Kellogg's. The cornflakes was like meant to be a cereal, and like the guy who founded it was like a fundamentalist Christian who didn't want like who thought like masturbating was sin, and that other shit, premarital sex and stuff like that, that kind of Christian.
But like, I don't understand how the cornflake factors in. What part of it? Is it like, God, I'm using both my hands to eat these delicious cornflakes because I don't have a table, so I need to hold the bowl and the spoon. He was going to put
chemicals in it to
make the
stop
frogs
to stop the frogs turning gay.
So him and Alex Jones very on the same page here.
I think so, maybe.
Do you reckon, was Alex Jones involved at all?
I don't know. Actually, another bit of fucked trivia for you. Alex Jones was... I saw a TikTok, and this could be false, but
Renegade?
No. The woman in the TikTok sounded very awfully convincing, so I was like, maybe she's right. Apparently, in runoff from water, like runoff from polluting companies, there's a certain thing in the pollution that it gets to the frogs, and it like mutates the genes within the frogs. Not turning them gay, but like making male frogs.
I think frogs could just naturally do that.
But
so certain types of fish can change their...
It forces the process in frogs.
I don't know if that's true, because I know like certain types of fish and seahorses and other aquatic life, if there is like a lack of females in a cluster of animals, like a hormonal response will trigger and they can change their gender in order to continue to reproduce. It's like a survival mechanism. And I saw this TikTok and I went to the comment section and people were like, "No, you're wrong," which is pretty standard for the internet. And then I did some further digging and I'm pretty sure it's just a thing frogs can do.
But I think this is like forcibly turning the frogs gay. Well, not gay.
So what you've done is you've turned this podcast into Alex Jones. You've made frogs gay.
Well, see, I don't believe that this horrible tragedy...
And the media! Trying to keep me out!
I gotta be kind of honest with you. I'm a big fuckwit. I'm not going to say the word.
Thank you.
I know my place. Yeah.
You should know your place as number 2.
I am number 1.
No.
Thank you very much.
No.
How dare you?
Dan died and turned into Dane DeHaan, and you're gonna take number 1 away from him over his grave.
In this universe, I am number 1.
Well, it's
people don't know that this
universe... reality that Dan's still number 1, coolest guy I've ever met.
34 weeks ago, Dan.
10 years ago.
I was told I had a phone call saying that you had a week to live, enough time to edit the podcast so that you could get it out, and like you were turning into Dane DeHaan, all right? And I was so unbelievably saddened that somebody else suffered a horrible tragedy at the fate of that trip down the coast, except for Lachlan Boma, who survived, but he eats his Maxi Bonds biscuit side.
Yeah,
first.
well, I mean, the Young Crunch slandered him, and I was ready to go into bat for him, but fucking, that's a psychopath thing.
That's a sin. That's a sin. And I don't know. Then you come back today when I'm doing this podcast because nobody else decided to show up because, scheduling things is apparently hard for our friends, I suppose. And now you're just saying that I'm now number 2 in this universe.
Look, Kobe, I didn't want to have to bring it to this, but I hold in my hands here Dan's last will and testament.
Oh, okay.
So if I open this
with ramen on it,
if I open this up, it says very clearly Dan's will and testament.
Hold on.
Kobe's still number 2. This pen right here, not a smoking gun. It's always there. Didn't just write this. This is Dan's last will and testament. And
I would like to,
as the executor of the will, it's my duty to inform you.
I feel as though Dan DeHaan.
No, it's Dane. Thank you. I also go by James Franco.
Do you go by Dane Judi Dench?
Yeah, I was in Cats. It was a good movie. I did a lot of acid.
God, imagine if Dane DeHaan was in Cats. That would be fantastic.
I don't know if that would add to that movie at all.
So Where was I going with this?
I don't. You're trying to refute the last will and testament of a
that's
deceased
right.
friend.
Yeah, no, we have video evidence
There's no
of
videos.
you going into the back of Dan's. I mean, you still technically are Dan. You're just
Dane.
also Dane DeHaan.
Yeah.
And you got a notebook, picked up a pen from your desk, visibly, and it's not like you did this without me knowing. Like, you kind of also signaled to the camera. You're doing it again. You're writing.
I'm not.
You're writing in the notebook again. I can see you writing in the notebook. That doesn't sound
again. Like me.
I feel like you're writing in the notebook, and then when you get old and you develop, and your wife develops Alzheimer's, and you're going to be retelling the story about how you met, but like she doesn't know that because she is losing her memory. And then it's a very beautiful love story. I think it's a bit over, it's very sad. I cried in that movie.
So this was like written in like invisible ink, and so another passage has revealed itself. I'm not holding the pen. Nothing to do with what's on here. It says, Dan. I think that's supposed to say Dane. Let me just. More invisible ink.
Wow.
Dane,
do you have it under a black light?
Yeah, I got cum lights all over the place.
Why is there cum everywhere?
Dane didn't leave any evidence of tampering on video, so there you go. He knew. He knew what you'd try to do.
Well, okay. Well, I guess that's that then.
That is that, Kobe.
That is that. Yakety yak.
Do you know what else it said in the last will and testament?
What? Oh my god.
If you're an audio listener, go to the video version right now.
Oh my god. Holy fuck.
Is it blasphemy? Is it
blasphemy?
Dan is rebooting.
Okay, sorry.
Is it blasphemy if God says God's name in vain? Because that was your God voice.
Oh yeah, I can't. Well, let's see what happens. Just for clarity, where are we in terms of length of podcast?
We're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna ask you where children can find you.
Okay.
Alright. This is my God voice.
Is this your God voice, or is this actually God? Like, is God speaking through you?
Well, this is God.
So you're like God. The bush on Mount Sinai right now. It's kind of weird that you could call this on.
Well, yeah, we have a weird relationship,
I don't have enough stone tablets to write down your commandments right now, God. Can I write it in Dan's last will and testament?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're allowed. Yeah, that's fine.
So actually, I know I came to the top of this mountain today to get some commandments from you, big man. But we actually had a question. So what is it blasphemy if you use your own name in vain?
Well, I have a bit of an anecdote here, right? Where I've been asked a similar question before, where like, can I make a rock so large that even I can't lift it? And it's something that like human curiosity, for example, would ask.
It does sound like something us stupid humans would ask. Please don't flood us. Just a side note.
No, I wouldn't do that. I like that Trump guy.
Oh God, no!
And I did that. The person that asked me that, I did that.
Yep.
And guess what happened?
I don't know what happened, God.
Guess.
Did the dinosaurs die?
The dinosaurs died.
So I thought the dinosaurs were fake.
No, they're real.
So were Adam and Eve velociraptors, God? I need to know. Am I descended from a velociraptor?
You ever play Assassin's Creed?
I've played Unity.
Alright, look up a lore video.
We don't have videos yet, God. The internet doesn't. I'm writing onto a stone tablet from on top of a mountain right now.
No. You're Dane DeHaan. I'm speaking through Kenobi.
I thought I was Moses. I'm confused.
No. You're confusing bits.
Sorry, I need Spider-Man's blood. The cancer is getting to my brain.
I understand. I know a lot about cancer. I invented it for some reason.
Yeah, I was kind of fucked to you, God.
I'm still a good guy though, so fuck you. But to answer your question, can I use my own name in vain? I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ.
God, that's your son!
Yeah, I can. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
I had him crucified.
fuck that guy. Jesus Christ. Well,
Yeah,
God,
he's-
I was just so I'm currently Dan inside the body of Dan, and Dan has a work shift kind of early tomorrow. He's still got to cut up and upload this podcast. So can I have Kobe's body back, please, just for the outro of the podcast, God?
My God.
All right, he's left.
Oh, it's always cool when God drops in.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He
I-
did say he invented cancer,
He
though.
did- that
and
was,
he also got
and
his
he's
son
a Trump
crucified.
fan.
Yeah, it was weird.
God has some weird opinions, but you know
That was
it's
real weird,
Always
guys.
nice of us to
Anyway,
get a big
if
name.
you want to find me, Kobe, nothing to do with God, not affiliated with him at all.
Just a
although
vessel, just a vessel.
some people do say that I resemble God. They can find me on Instagram at _55 Kobe 55 _, and at South _band _bound _band.
Which people say
on-
you resemble God.
My followers.
Oh, well, are you on a cult?
Twitter, speaking of followers,
Wow.
you can follow me at Kobe _55. I'm a king of segues. You could call me the god of segues.
That sounds like blasphemy. God might. I hope he doesn't. I've got to do my outro, so I hope he doesn't interrupt. You can find me at Daniel F737 on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow the Slalt Cast.
Hold on, before you continue, was that like me to interrupt you as God?
No, I actually mean please don't. But I feel like I can see your hand hovering. I feel like you're over the
my
button.
hands are here. My hands.
Yeah,
you
but
can see my
you
hands.
play Dexter in Star Wars. I know you
I
have
feel
two
like
more
in this
hands.
universe I did lose my arm.
I can't remember. But anyway, you
I
can
think
follow
I
the
did.
Slotcast at Slotcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I just posted a bunch of new TikToks. One of them is popping off. It's about Kobe. It's a good one. Make sure you follow the Slotcast on Twitch. We stream this podcast live every Wednesday, except sometimes on a Monday. And we do stream every Monday and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Sydney time. At the moment, that's Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I had to Google that the other day for some reason. I can't remember. And then, yes, also make sure you head over to our YouTube, just search Slotcast, and then say, yes, I meant to have an extra L in there. That wasn't a spelling error. And when you get there, you think, God, this was a bit of a pain to find the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button so we can get a vanity URL and make it easier. And now we're gonna end this podcast with a quote.
Okay.
And this quote is very meaningful to me.
Yep.
You know, in light of, you know, me being the executor of Dan's will, this carries a lot of weight.
Okay.
And,
Just like Dan.
welcome to the bonus round. Thanks for listening. Please remember to leave a positive rating wherever you're listening from, and to follow our socials at Slaltcast on Twitter and Instagram.